Hey guys, welcome by Lost in Creativity, a brand new episode with an international guest. And he was flight in from Italy, Rome. He's my guest today. It's Ciro Sasso from Italy. Welcome to Do the Box. Ciro, welcome in Holland. You have a gig tonight?
I do.
You have a gig?
Yeah, trying to play some classic stuff for the first time in Holland.
Aha, classic stuff.
I've been here before and I was
Yeah.
always into my comfort zone with house music. This time I will try and be on the classic side.
Okay. Yeah, and let's go back to your childhood. What kind of type of child you was?
Well, it was like everybody else, like every kid.
Like every
Playing,
kid?
yeah, every kid of my age actually. No, I think childhood is different right now.
But did you already did something with music, or you have some interest?
Actually,
inspiration?
if you're talking about when I was really a kid, let's say when I was 8-9 years old, I can tell now that I already had something, I don't know, like kind of direction into organizing other people fun. Since I was a kid, then I discovered this looking back. And I was
it sounds a bit like
I always
clown.
been like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then growing up, what happened is that I was a kind of geek when I was a kid. I was really into electronics. I always liked electronics, and so that's what I started studying. And
Okay.
when I was in maybe like 15, 16 years old, it's when I found out that my love for music could be helped by electronics. So that's where I started mixing the two things together.
And which age?
I was
Around?
like 15 years old.
15 years old.
When I started DJing too, and so I was building my own gears, and the lights for the parties.
Oh, you
and
was
things
actually
like that.
building your own
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
So there's also technical.
Yes, that's
a technical guy.
When I say electronics, because I was at school, I was studying electronics, so I was building my
okay.
amplifiers, my things, and
that's how it
on the
started.
side I had this passion for music, actually, for dance music. Everything that had the rhythm, that's what was catching me, when I was a kid.
And what kind of dance music we're talking about? Because
that time it was pop music,
Pop music.
danceable pop music.
yeah, that's
Everything
how it
from
started.
Madonna to Curiosity Killed the Cat. Can't remember this. It wasn't just dance music. It was pop music that you could dance to.
Yeah, okay, and that's where it all started. Yeah, my mind.
80. So everybody would know how old I am.
Oh,
It
it
was
doesn't matter.
85,
We're ageless.
85 or 86. Yes.
Okay, cool,
And
cool.
that was the actually when I really started getting into DJing and doing parties with friends, and I was like 16 years old.
16 years old. And can you remember one track which catch you, that you thought, oh, that's really cool?
Well, that happened after that.
After?
Yeah, I
After
think I was
fixing the
around
amplifier?
19 years old. It was a track from a band called the London Beat, which was still a pop band, but it was the era when house music was coming together. It was this track from, then when I started really discovering about house music. I'm a house music guy, you should know.
Okay. Okay.
I'm totally into house music. And this band called London Beat had this record. It was one of the first house remixes, and it got me. When you
Yeah.
have that song that I guess even now I keep saving the record, and once in a while I have to go listen back to it.
And you have a remix of it, or?
Actually, it was the single, the 12 inches. It was a single with the original on one side, and these two remixes, if I remember well, on the B side. It was
A
one
side
more
and the B
A
side.
side and B side. Yeah, it's funny to talk about A side and B side nowadays. It's just like fives now.
People don't understand, but
No, they
we
will.
must explain. Yeah,
And
all right.
it was this record actually really marked my love for house music. Even if it wasn't like one of the pioneering tracks in house music, but that was the one that really got me.
That was the starting point.
Yeah,
for
from
your-
there I started like researching, and then I knew
Researching.
about all the American house music, which was actually what really started everything. Then,
And is
you know?
it Chicago house or?
Chicago house, yes.
Okay, okay. But there was also a streaming a trend, Italo house.
Well, I'm Italian.
Okay,
I'm Italian. We've been big with the stuff in the 90s, but I never really appreciated.
Okay.
It's for what concern my likes. I'm all about black music.
Mhm.
Everything has to be funky, has to smell a little bit like Africa, you know what I mean? And the Italo house at that time, it was just what I used to call like kind of Celtic modern music. It was white.
Ah,
So
right. You got inspired by the
yeah, I'm a black music guy all the way.
And then your artist name is Black Legend.
Well, that came because
And-
of the big record I did in 2000. You See the Trouble with Me, which
Yeah,
was
yeah.
actually, now we can say that, a bootleg.
Go listen it.
It was a bootleg, which is like
Bootleg.
that's how it started. It was an illegal remix of a song from Barry White.
Yeah.
When everything was authorized and we were like cleared to release it officially, we had to think about a name, you know, for the artist name. And it came up natural to name it after Barry White, a black legend.
Yeah, he's
So
a,
it's
he's
not
a legend.
I never wanted to call myself black legend. I'm white and I don't want to.
Yeah,
to, you
okay.
know. But there was a tribute to Barry White.
Yeah, all right.
Really, very few people knew about this, and I had to clarify even lately because there was all this big movement with Black Lives Matter.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I
Movement.
tried to explain everybody complaining because then I think they went too far, you know, sometimes.
Yeah.
But I had to explain that it wasn't me calling myself a black legend. It was just a tribute to a black guy, a black music icon called White. Then it was
it's some kind of-
a black star called White.
Yeah. But if you're going back, where we actually started, because now we take a big jump, isn't it?
Well, there's a lot in between. We were talking about before in a
Yeah, yeah.
conversation.
Because of that,
about
because it's lost in
consistency.
creativity. So
Yeah, it's all about consistency. That's what we were talking about before. And actually, what happened between my early years, you know, since when I was a kid, and the making of the big hit, it was like a long way. At that time, actually, a long way didn't leave a trace for the lack of internet.
yeah.
For another reason,
Doesn't it?
which was at that time every record label wanted the exclusivity for the name.
they want
So
to claim the
every time you were signing a new
rights.
record with a new label, you had to change your artist name, just not to be, you know, locked to be bound to anybody. So this means that I made some couple of hits in the meantime with different names.
It it made me think on Snoop Dogg, Lion Dog, and etc.
I had to. At that time, I wasn't even thinking that one day it was going to be all like social networks and actually branding
Yeah,
a face, you know.
yeah, but this was not hot then. I think to brand yourself more
No, it was just about the record. It was
about
not
the record. And
international DJs. They were just the Americans going gigging around, mainly because of the hard work they did. I mean, they were the founder of house music. Okay, so at that time, the only guest DJs around they were American. Everything, I believe, started around 2005.
2005, we talked.
When it really became big, this like the superstar DJs, you know, when
Yeah.
you heard like DJs acting like rock stars, you know, in a way.
Yeah, I can compare it in my world, the fashion industry. There was a moment that the models, first the models, they were on the background, and then it happened. It was the time of George Michael, and with the designer Thierry Mugler. And then they took Italy, Linda Evangelista, Naomi Campbell,
Yes.
and then it started that the models became stars, and it's I can compare it with the DJ scene
Yeah.
actually.
Everything has been supported by the growing of internet, you know, because it was actually leaving a trace of everything everybody was doing. All DJs, they could have like an archive online of their work, which didn't happen before, you know. So that was when really the internet became a thing. DJ careers started like spinning up and stuff. And I have to say to myself, I mean, I paid this because I did the big one when internet was just starting to be around.
Just in the early days.
In the early years of the big success, haven't been gigging much because of the record. It happened after that.
All right. Next one, when you're creating, because it's lost in creativity, then you have a moment that you're getting in flow. How does it work for you that you say, I'm coming in the flow? And you have different flows. You have the flow from the record and the flow when you perform. When you perform, that's another flow.
In both occasions, when you told me about this opportunity to be together and saying it's about creativity, how you create, I was a kind of where I'm gonna start from. Actually, I don't never plan. It's just like I believe that some people they just have a talent for I don't know, for cooking.
Yes, interesting.
Building houses, and I felt like I had this talent since I was a kid. And to me, to be creative, it means just being myself. Most of the studio work I do when it comes to remixes or it comes out like I don't know how. I mean, just okay, let's start doing something.
It exists.
Yeah, then it's just like it's just like it creates itself. You know, start doing things, try this, try that, and then it feels like something is coming together, and you have like the nut, you know, the core of your idea. When it starts growing, then I start like a building around that. But usually, having the core of an idea is not a pre-planned task. You know,
so
just it comes like.
This, it doesn't work like that. You have an idea, and then you go, okay, now I'm going to execute the idea. By you, it's more, I'm starting the idea.
Of course.
Isn't it? You're just starting by doing, and then
I have not this. I don't have this ability to imagine something finished. Like I would like it to be like that. I'm like, that can be a starting point. And if it wasn't like that for me, it wasn't fun. It was going to be fun.
Okay.
You know, because if I had,
so
if you ask me, I'm thinking about this now. I'm just elaborating now. It's not that. Actually, if I had the feeling that I could figure something already finished in my mind, it was just a job. It was just a matter to go and make it, which it wasn't that fun. Like, okay, I have an idea. Let's free up my brain, you know, and let's do it, which is the fun part.
The fun part, and that's an important one because when you lose the fun,
then
it's work.
Of course. Then when you go to the next step, it's really to me it's about a mood. I have to be in the mood.
Yeah, but
if I don't feel like in the mood of being having fun in making music or playing music, honestly, I'm better not doing it.
Okay.
I mean, just like it's gonna be a waste of time.
A waste of time, yeah.
And I found myself to be wasting time in that condition and doing nothing, having no results. So, well, growing up, I've learned, and sometimes I just like avoid being in the studio. I do like office work instead, you know.
I understand because I'm on the same creative page.
It takes just an argue with my wife, you know, or I don't know, a bad boat at school for my son, changed my mood, and okay, it's no music for the day, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like that.
Yeah, it's actually all about emotion.
Yeah,
because it's your emotional part, and it's.
For what concerned to me, that I make music and I play music for other people fun, I mean, the first one to have fun making is going to be me. Yeah. I understand that somebody else can take inspiration out of like a bad mood, you know, for example, some kind of rock music that I'm not into just because of this, because to me, music is going to be happiness, you know?
Music is happiness.
It has to be happiness to me. Whatever gets a bit depressing to me, you know, like kind of dark moods into music, I don't know, I don't stand it.
But on the other hand, sometimes
I can be
you
depressed
must,
on my own.
yeah,
Without
but,
music.
but artists have
Yeah.
also the dark side, and sometimes it's good to embrace also the dark side because it's a part of you yourself. It's not.
To me, it takes me in a bad mood. It's just that maybe because I have a latent depression myself, you know. I
Yeah.
need to be helped and be happy in a way, you
Yeah.
know. So whenever it gets into something, I don't know, I say it heavy, kind of dark moods, you know. I get really dark. I don't feel like doing music. It's not. That's not the mood for making music to me.
Yeah, but it's very different because some artists embrace it and they say,
Yeah,
okay,
I
this
was
is my
telling you.
inspiration part. I'm feeling dark, or I've lost my love when they lost the love.
Yeah.
And you can you can take energy out of that. But yeah, I like more the positive moods and yeah.
No, I'm
It's all energy. It's all
I need
energy.
happiness around me. That's the point, to work, to do things, and whatever gets me in a bad mood is it becomes like pure work.
And now a shift, you standing behind the set, the DJ set, and then then you have another flow because.
That's a different. Of course, we have to discern
And
between.
then if you're in a bad mood, and you
Yeah, no. Of course, you try. I mean, after a long time, you try.
Yeah.
You learn how to
Mhm.
try and forget about, you know. Because
Yeah.
then when you start playing music with a lot of people,
You don't think
you try not thinking about
that's
what wrong you left home,
what
you know,
happened.
what happened
Mhm.
before,
all right.
or that you tired like hell, like tonight.
Oh, you don't look tired.
But you know, when it's about studio work, that's a little bit different because I mean it's your machines, your setup, and I mean you have to be happy. I mean I have to be happy to be working in that situation. You know, it's just me and my machines.
Another great thing I saw the you know I'm a fashion guy, and I saw the show from Dolce Gabbana with your
My track
track,
was the soundtrack
parade.
for the summer collection.
Maybe
yes.
you can tell something about that. How does it happen, or how did they pick your track?
I want to be honest. I had no idea what was going on. They would use the track,
Oh, okay,
you know.
okay.
So it was a surprise to me. Then together with the label, we found out, but I knew through the news. I was
The news?
watching the news on TV. At
And
the end of the news, there was always like the 2 minutes about fashion.
Oh, they okay.
And it was the time of the presentation of the fashion shows, you know. At the end of last summer for the coming summer, for this one coming, and it was on TV, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, but it was some kind of other remix, or
No, it's just like it's the original one.
and I looked at.
The fun thing, they made a 15 minutes edit.
Yeah.
So it's my song, but they made it like 15 minutes long. So it's the only song. It's the only song in the soundtrack
okay.
of the show.
Okay, because sometimes you're looking on the YouTube and then you don't know how did they did it
They
on
did like
the
three,
YouTube, or
four,
is it
four
original?
tracks for the show.
Okay.
This time they used only one from the top to the end.
Oh,
you know?
okay. That's great compliment. And
Both for the male and female collections. So
okay.
that was great.
And it did get bored, even when the loops. Yeah.
And it was a good edit too. I don't know who did it, but
Yeah,
it wasn't boring, you know.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah, I like it. So this was your first thing with the fashion. Yeah. If I think on Italy, I think of course on the fashion scene, and you also good dressed in a fashionable way. Yeah. That's for sure. Did you have some heroes in the early days, or who are your heroes? Because you were talking about London beat, but you were also talking about star DJs, the DJs.
wow.
Was
Okay. Maybe when all the superstar DJs started like growing up, that was when I started being bored a little bit of the business.
Bored.
I'm more of an underground kind of guy. I mean, I've been growing with house music, and you know, since like
It is like eating.
Yeah, it's just like if I had like idols, they were like the American DJs.
Oh, yeah, the idols.
founders of house music,
Mm-hmm.
just the founders. Whatever came after that, it's only been an evolution. So if I have to adore, you know,
Yeah.
some people, they're gonna be the one that invented the house music, which can be Frankie Knuckles.
Frankie Knuckles, yeah.
some names they're not big anymore because they got old now. But Junior Baskets, which was the DJ of a Sound Factory in New York. I used to live in New York between 93 and 95.
Oh, you lived in New York?
Yeah. It was in the golden era of house music, so it was really
you was on the spot.
hardcore clubbing, you know. So that was actually
Cool.
was my school, you know.
Yeah, then you learn it best when you're in there.
I was in there and
In the
working,
neighborhood.
doing music there. It was it was an experience of my life.
It explains a lot. When I hear your sound, it explains a lot because you can feel it in some way.
I want to take it with me lately.
Dream.
It's not really the dream on motto. It's just like the style, which is like the kind of graffiti they had on the subway in New York back in the 90s, you know.
Oh, cool. So for now, but you have a new release recently.
Yes, it's called Close Your Eyes.
Close Your Eyes.
Which is very disco and happy and uplifting song. The way I was telling you about.
Yeah.
It's doing good.
Do we have some suggestions for people who want to become a DJ or? Because now we're in another time.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That's a surprise. Don't do it.
No, okay. I'm joking. It's all about passion and consistency.
Passion and consistency.
And talent. I told you in the beginning, I think there's something that you cannot take in consideration. I mean, you have to take in consideration that making music or working with music, it needs a specific talent. You can have it, you cannot have it. So if it's just
a network, because the people.
Network is always based on your quality and your results. So I mean, you're gonna be relating with people that actually will put you on a balance every day. So it means that you can network as much as you want, but by the end of the day, they will just like consider your music, your productivity, your creativity, and your style and your achievements too. You know.
Yeah.
So network, yes. But with some dough, you know? Having some dough. I mean, making music and making the right things. That's why I'm telling you about the talent. So if you ask me again, it's all about talent, consistency, and passion. Which all three things together will make your life unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You know, a crazy life, no sleeping.
But also struggle.
Yeah, struggle.
Because
unbelievable.
A lot of people
unbelievable in that way.
Yeah, because nowadays it's I call it instant gratification, and we want to have the results.
I couldn't find the right words. Well, that was the meaning of what I was saying.
Yeah.
Now all kids, they all want everything and fast.
Yeah.
Which in this business, if you want to take it as a business or as a real job,
it's a business.
It doesn't work. It takes years to achieve goals, you know, and be recognized on one record out that makes your name going around a little bit is not enough.
Just do it over and over again, and it's also perseverance.
Of course.
And
show others that you have your own sound. You can develop your sound. You have to be consistent even with your sound, because I see a lot of people jumping from one style to another.
But I believe, because I compare it with fashion, when you have a whole history, then you can go back in your own history, and then you can take things out and renew it, because you never make the perfect record or never.
Let me tell you, I did this already twice in my career.
Ah, cool.
Because I noticed it just like cycles, you know, there are cycles
that
that's a good they want to renew and develop, and then at one point you see they totally went back. And
some kind of synchronicity.
Yeah, it's just like a repeating story.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
it's happened to me twice already. That we go back where I started. It's all disco house music, disco house and stuff. We went back there twice in 30 years.
You have the new single Jack.
There was Jack is the label.
Jack is the label.
There was Jack.
There was Jack.
And the title is Open Your Eyes.
Which
is sampled from an old disco track, you know, disco song.
Yeah, of course. And where can people find it?
It's on no platforms, no digital platforms. So it means like on the main record shops for DJs, where you can buy the tracks, which is Traxxas and Beatport, and then for streaming on.
But you can place a link. Thank you for being my guest here in Huizen, the Kalkkovens, and It's nice
Nice.
weather and we're gonna enjoy and have a lot of fun. And people, keep on dreaming, keep on lost in creativity. That's what I can tell you. Okay, peace out.
No.
Any last words?
Ciao.